Okay, hello. So my name is Vekran, and I want to talk to you guys about in this episode, what are narcissists? So, from my experience, narcissists are demon-controlled people. They are literally empty-shelled people who have literally given up control of their own self to a demon. And I know that sounds hard to believe, but from observing, I guess it was a rare opportunity to study a narcissist up close. And by the end of my time living with them, which it was my mother in this case, I started to notice the behavior of them becoming more and more strange. So essentially, and I want you guys to look into my eyes and just take it for this is a serious video, guys. So what are narcissists? What are they? They're essentially demons, demon-controlled people. There's a debate online of whether they are being controlled, fully controlled, or just straight up demon, full demon people. I guess they're just being controlled because how could a demon give birth to a human, right? But I know that my mother, in this case, she essentially just fucking betrayed me. So I was raised by a single mother, and essentially these demon people, they feed off your energy. They feed off of your own energy. And they get something called supply. Now supply is literally your energy. Either you're praising them, or you're doing stuff for them, or you're listening to them. But they get energy from that, or they get something called supply another way. I like to call it torture energy, where they literally feed off of their victim and they get pleasure off of your suffering. So narcissists, they literally have there's no way for them to love. They can't love you because they don't know what love is, because I think they even struggle to love themselves, if you know what I mean. So it's like my whole life, this narcissist was projecting onto me, projecting all this negative energy onto me. And I was absorbing, because I didn't know. And I'm an empath, and also I'm very highly psychic, because spending time around in that environment for so long, it trains the person to be always focused. Like, you're in a state of fear, so you're trying to focus on the outward. So you're focusing on the outward to try to make everything okay, but it never is, because that's not the plan, because it's like a demon that's trying to always make everything chaotic in your life. So essentially, these people are actually all around all of us, and they're most likely, I suspect, in every family there's one, it's like there's some kind of dynamic in the world where it's like every family there's either some kind of black sheep situation, or some kind of narcissist situation, or some kind of witchcraft situation. But essentially these narcissists, they're people who they have no God inside of them. They're not spiritual. They essentially go around in the world seeking for things to consume, whether it be media, whether it be spending money, or consuming goods, buying goods, or sex. Maybe they're into sex, or maybe they're into drugs. They consume drugs. But whatever they do, it's never enough, because they're always seeking. Literally, narcissist demon people, they literally can't sleep unless they fuck someone over. I'm not even kidding you. That's how their brain is trained. And essentially, I'll just tell you now, they never loved you. They never loved you, and it was all a lie. I know for a fact that my mother never loved me. It was like a demon that fed off my energy and kept me in a cycle of anger. It was like guilt, anger, shame, and it was like a cycle that kept me in a low vibe, in a low vibration. And the demon would always want to stay with you until it breaks you. So it literally takes your energy, and breaks you down, and projects and gaslights, and does like mental fuckery, like triggering you, saying things to trigger you, or doing tricks like, how should we say, selective hearing, or they withhold love, right? They straight up ignore you sometimes, or you're talking to them and they just like don't hear you. And I noticed this demon like to consume like drama. They feed off drama, so they need to make drama. They like to spread gossip. They're always gossiping. So whoever's gossiping about, say someone you meet is gossiping, and they gossip to you about someone else. When they leave your presence, they're gonna gossip to someone else about you. So this is like a narcissist. It was this entity was like a, yeah. It's hard for me to say that, but it's like I have to detach from it because it's not a human being. It's an entity. And it literally was like feeding off of my life force. I literally couldn't get ahead no matter how hard I worked. And I felt like, okay, I have no family. This is the only, I've tried to make, I live in a very expensive city and it's like so hard to get by. And I thought, okay, we're gonna try to do it together. But no matter what I did, it's like, it tried to sabotage everything. It tried to like bring me down. It tried to, like if I said, oh, I'm gonna do this, oh, you should do this. No, it's not gonna work. Or just everything was always against. It's like the energy was always against, and the energy was so heavy in that where I was at. But especially narcissists are demon control people, and the best thing to do is to protect your energy once you realize what they are. Yeah, anyway, I guess that's all for this video. Peace.